What up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo, and you're listening to the Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio, live from Dubai for Monday, November 14th, 2016, delivering some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo, that's RAYMELO, on Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. The next trailer for Kong Skull Island is set for release Wednesday, promised a pair of teasers posted on social media during the weekend. The contemporary adventure flick is to star Brie Larson, Tom Hiddleston, Samuel L. Jackson, and John Goodman. A trailer released months ago showed a team heading to a mysterious island only to be met by a terrifying and enormous creature. That clip only showed the ape-like monster in silhouette. This weekend's snapshots revealed his fearsome face as seen by those in the helicopter flying at his eye level. Warner Bros. Synopsis reads, Kong Skull Island reimagines the origins of the mythic Kong in a compelling original adventure from director Jordan Roberts. In the film, a diverse team of explorers is brought together to venture deep into an uncharted island in the Pacific, as beautiful as it's treacherous, unaware that they're crossing into the domain of the mythic Kong. Paramount Pictures released the first full-length trailer for its upcoming screen adaptation of the Japanese comic book series The Ghost in the Shell. Starring Scarlett Johansson as Major, the movie is to open in theaters on March 31st. Its ensemble also includes Pilo Asbeck, Takashi Kitano, Juliette Binoche, and Michael Pitt. Synopsis accompanying the 2.5-minute clip on YouTube explains, based on the internationally acclaimed sci-fi property Ghost in the Shell, follows Major, a special ops one-of-a-kind human-cyborg hybrid who leads the elite task force Section 9. Devoted to stop the most dangerous criminals and extremists, Section 9 is faced with an enemy whose singular goal is to wipe out Hanka Robotics' advancements in cyber technology. DreamWorks Animation has stopped work on the Croods 2, the sequel to the popular prehistoric cartoon comedy. The original 2013 movie featured a vocal cast with Nicolas Cage, Catherine Keener, Emma Stone, and Cloris Leachman as cave-dwelling family forced to adapt to a changing world. Ryan Reynolds played the forward-thinking loner who helps them survive. Variety says about 30 employees who have been working on the sequel were informed Thursday that production was not going forward now that the studio was sold to Universal's parent company, Comcast. The animated movie had been scheduled for release in December 2017, but was pushed back to 2018 during the summer. Deadline.com reported the cancellation comes about 3 months after the new writing team of Kevin and Dan Hageman were brought on board for the project. Jessica Chastain is set to star as the eponymous vigilante in the upcoming film Painkiller Jane, inspired by the 1995 graphic novel of the same name. Chastain will take the role of Jane Vasco, a New York City cop who was nearly killed in an undercover sting gone awry. She's given superhuman powers and taken on the identity of Painkiller Jane, an indestructible vigilante bent on exacting revenge on those who destroyed her. Jane, unlike most superhumans, feels the pain of her wounds before they heal. Chastain's Freckle Films company will produce the film alongside Solace Films' Stephen LeHicro and Lotus Entertainment's Lenny Beckerman. Syfy released its own incarnation of Painkiller Jane, a 2005 TV movie starring Emmanuel Vaguiar, and a 2007 series starring Christina Loken. Chastain is also starring in Miss Sloane, which premieres on November 25th. Starz has announced it added 2 more actresses to its Season 3 ensemble of Outlander. The show's Facebook page says, "We are very excited to add 2 lovely ladies to our very ever-expanding Outlander family. Welcome Hannah James as Geneva and Tanya Reynolds as Isabel." Starring Katharina Balfe and Sam Heughan, the show is an adaptation of Diana Gabaldon's series of historic romances. It follows a 1940s-era British woman who is transported through magical stones to 1700s Scotland. Syfy says it has scheduled Season 2 premiere dates for its series The Magicians and Expanse. Based on the best-selling novels from Lev Grossman, The Magicians follows Quentin Coldwater, played by Jason Ralph, and his 20-something friends as they discovered their magical abilities at Breakbills University, a secret grade school specializing in magic. A Season 1 marathon of reruns is to air Saturday, and the series will return with a fresh episode January 25th. The small-screen adaptation of James S.A. Corey's The Expansive book franchise is set in a colonialized galaxy 200 years in the future, when two strangers, a hardened detective James Miller played by Thomas Jane and a rogue ship captain James Holden played by Stephen Strait, become unwittingly swept up in a vast conspiracy to cover up a horrific human experiment. Season 2 is to kick off on February 8th. The West End blockbuster Harry Potter and the Cursed Child will eventually play Broadway, J.K. Rowling, the creator of the Potter Empire, says. Rowling wrote 7 Potter books, the story for the Jack Thorne pen Cursed Child, and the screenplay for the Potter's prequel, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Asked at a press conference in New York Thursday if she plans to adapt Beasts for the theater or if Cursed Child will someday be a stage in the Big Apple, Rowling answered with a laugh, "There are no plans to put Fantastic Beasts on stage. Let us do the movies okay first." She also added, "Cursed Child, we do very much hope it will come to Broadway, but I have no dates to tell you yet, but certainly we hope so. We hope it's going to come to Broadway." Former Dirty Jobs host Mike Rowe revealed his reaction to this week's presidential election in a thoughtful Facebook post. He offered a response after a fan asked him to share his thoughts on Republican Donald Trump's unexpected win. The post is now trending on social media. He said Dirty Jobs didn't resonate because the host was incredibly charming. It wasn't a hit because it was gross or irreverent or funny or silly or smart or terribly clever. Dirty Jobs succeeded because it was authentic. It spoke directly and candidly to a big chunk of the country that nonfiction networks have been completely ignoring. In a very simple way, Dirty Jobs said, "Hey, we can see you," to millions of regular people who have started to feel invisible. Ultimately, that's why Dirty Jobs ran for 8 seasons. And today, that's also why Donald Trump is the president of the United States. He also continued by saying, "I know people are freaked out, Carol. I get it. I'm worried too, but not because of who we elected. We survived 44 presidents, and we'll survive this one too. I'm worried because millions of people now see to believe that Trump supporters are racist, xenophobic, and uneducated misogynists. I'm worried because despising our candidates publicly is very different than despising the people who vote for them." He continued by saying, "I think Donald Trump won by tapping into America's racist underbelly, and I don't think Hillary Clinton lost because she's a woman. I think a majority of people who voted in this election did so in spite of their many misgivings about the character of both candidates. That's why it's very dangerous to argue that Clinton supporters condone lying under oath and obstructing justice. Just as it's equally dangerous to suggest a Trump supporter condones gross generalizations about foreigners and women." Dirty Jobs was a docuseries that ran on the Discovery Channel from 2003 to 2012. Hamilton creator and former star Lin-Manuel Miranda made his first appearance on the Ellen DeGeneres Show Friday and dished about his recent family trip to Austria. Miranda declared, "My dad got to live his dream." He says, "The movie we saw the most growing up was The Sound of Music, and my dad, in his own mind, was Maria von Trapp. So we go on this Sound of Music tour, and he hired a film crew and us all sang Do-Re-Mi in all the spots where they filmed the movie. Look at crazy Puerto Rican Maria Van Trapp," he joked as the video of the family excursion played in the background. "It was so crazy." This weekend's edition of Saturday Night Live kicked off with the cold open featuring cast member Kate McKinnon as Hillary Clinton, but this time the character wasn't playing for laughs. Dressed in a black and white pantsuit, the defeated presidential candidate sat alone at a piano and performed the late Leonard Cohen's mournful anthem, Hallelujah. When she finished, she declared, "I'm not giving up, and neither should you," live from New York at Saturday night. McKinnon had been playing Clinton on SNL for more than a year. Last week's episode saw her, Clinton, and Alec Baldwin's Republican contender Donald Trump making peace before heading out to New York's Times Square to mingle with tourists. Trump won the U.S. presidency early Wednesday, and Cohen died Thursday at the age of 82. And comedian Dave Chappelle addressed Republican Donald Trump's election as U.S. president when he guest hosted this weekend's edition of Saturday Night Live. Chappelle discussed Trump's surprise win in his monologue and also appeared in a sketch where he and Chris Rock mocked their shocked white friends as the election results rolled in. Chappelle said with a laugh as he took the SNL stage for the first time, "I didn't know that Donald Trump was going to win the election. I did suspect it. Seems like Hillary Clinton was doing well in the polls, and yet I know the whites." He continued by saying, "You guys aren't as full of surprises as you used to be, and I think I speak for all of Black America when I say that we are praying for Omarosa. But America's done it. We've actually elected an internet troll as our president. I don't know what he's going to do, but President Barack Obama did a good job. Obama did a good job. I think we'll all miss him when he's gone." Chappelle went on to recount how he recently attended a party sponsored by BET at the White House and attended a primarily African-American crowd. He says, "I saw how happy everybody was, these people who have been historically disenfranchised, and it made me feel hopeful, and it made me feel proud to be an American again. And it made me very happy about the prospects of our country. So in that spirit, I'm wishing Donald Trump luck, and I'm going to give him a chance, and we, the historically disenfranchised, demands that he gives us one too." A Los Angeles judge has granted Jillian Dempsey's request to end divorce proceedings against actor Patrick Dempsey, her husband of 17 years. Us Weekly and E! News confirmed the dismissal came Thursday after the request was filed November 4th. Jillian initially petitioned for divorce on January 2015, citing irreconcilable differences, but the couple reconciled late last year. Grey's Anatomy alum and his wife have 3 children, daughter Tallulah, 14, and twin sons Darby and Sullivan, who are 9. Actor and musician Gary Sinise helped present U.S. Army Captain Lou Avila, a wheelchair-bound Iraqi war veteran, and his family with a new smart home. CBS Baltimore reported scores of family, friends, and neighbors also attended Friday's dedication ceremony in Chevy Chase, Maryland. Sinise said, "It is my honor to be here to honor him and his family on this special day. Thank you for all you've given and for all you've sacrificed on behalf of this nation." The Avilas are the 15th military family this year to receive a home sponsored by the Gary Sinise Foundation. Avila's wife Claudia said, "Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart." Sinise tweeted Friday, "Had the honor to attend at Gary Sinise Fund home dedication, handing over the keys to wounded U.S. Army Captain Luis Avila. God bless all who serve." The foundation's website noted Avila had served 5 combat tours in Afghanistan and Iraq from the time he joined the Army in 2000. The website said on December 27, 2011, while leading his team, a mounted improvised explosive device detonated nearby. 3 of his fellow soldiers were killed by the blast and 2 others were severely wounded. Luis suffered an amputation of his left leg, 2 strokes, 2 heart attacks, and a severe lack of oxygen, which caused aneurysmic brain damage. Ultimately, he was left almost completely paralyzed. Luis was in a coma for 40 days. Although the doctors felt he would not recover, his wife Claudia and his 3 sons stayed by his side. On February 13, 2012, Luis opened his eyes for the first time. He continued his extensive therapy at Walter Reed's National Medical Center. Today, Luis continues to progress while maintaining a positive attitude and incredible sense of humor. Luis and his family looked forward to starting a new chapter in their lives in a specifically adapted smart home. Sinise is best known for his roles in the films Of Mice and Men, Forrest Gump, Apollo 13, and Ransom, as well as in the TV show CSI New York and Criminal Minds Beyond Borders. He is also a vocal advocate for veterans. Talk show co-host Adrienne Bailon has married gospel singer Israel Houghton in a romantic ceremony at the Hotel Plaza Athene in Paris. People magazine reported the happy couple were friends for years before starting up their romance last spring. Among the 70 guests who watched them tie the knot Friday were Balion's The Real co-hosts Lonnie Love, Janine Mail, and Tamara Mary Housley. Bailon told People, "I generally just feel so blessed and grateful. I've honestly never been happier in my entire life. I've never felt what I feel right now. I can't even describe what it is, but it is a peace mixed with total excitement." E! said the wedding took place one day after the pair enjoyed a rehearsal dinner at Ferdy's, where they first met about a decade ago. Pop star Pink revealed Saturday she is pregnant with her second child. She tweeted alongside a sweet outdoor photo of her 5-year-old daughter Willow cuddling up to her baby bump. Surprise! The new child's gender and anticipated due date were not revealed. The recording artist has been married to motocross racer Carrie Hart since 2006. Ashley Olsen appears to confirm her romance with Richard Sachs this week. The 30-year-old actress was spotted kissing the 58-year-old financier during a double date with twin sister Mary-Kate Olsen and her husband Olivier Sarkozy in New York. The foursome watched the Brooklyn Nets play the New York Knicks at Madison Square Garden on Wednesday. They were moved to Sting's 57th and 9th album release party at Irving Plaza, according to Us Weekly. A source told the magazine Ashley's boyfriend had his arm around her and was nuzzling her. Richard had his arms all over Ashley, kissing and stroking her hair. She was giggling and laughing. He's also close with Mary-Kate's husband and was chatting with him. Olsen and Sachs were first linked in October after being seen at a spin class in New York. An insider told E! News at the time that the outing looked romantic. A source added to page 6, they sat in front of the spin class and rode on bikes next to each other. They were affectionate after the class despite being sweaty. They were canoodling and cuddling when they left holding hands. Olsen was rumored to be dating Press Juicery co-founder Hayden Slater earlier in October. It was previously linked to director Bennett Miller and businessman David Schultz. Mary-Kate Olsen married Sarkozy in November 2015. Longtime film star Robert Redford is planning his retirement. The 80-year-old actor revealed in an interview with grandson Dylan Redford for the Walker Art Center blog Crosscuts that he will retire after 2 final movies and focus on directing. Redford admits, "I've been thinking about returning to painting a lot lately because I'm getting tired of acting. I'm an impatient person, so it's hard for me to sit around and do take after take after take. At this point in my life, at age 80, it'd give me more satisfaction because I'm not dependent on anybody." He says, "I'm thinking of moving in that direction and not acting so much. I got 2 acting projects in the works, Our Souls at Nights and Old Man with the Gun. Once they're done, then I'm going to say, okay, that's goodbye to all that, and then just focus on directing." Redford is known for starring in such films as Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid and All the President's Men. He also directed The Ordinary People and The Legend of Bagger Vance, and founded the Sundance Film Festival in 1978. The star said of his future to Geeks of Doom in August, "I think you keep moving. I've always been that way, always moving forward, trying new things. I've always wanted to try new things because it was exciting and kept you excited and alive." Redford will star with Jane Fonda in Our Souls at Night, which Netflix is adapting from the Kent Harif novel of the same name. The Old Man and the Gun co-stars Casey Affleck and Sissy Spacek. 2 passings to report. Robert Vaughn, who starred as Napoleon Solo on the 1960 series The Man From U.N.C.L.E, died on Friday after a battle with acute leukemia. He was 83. His manager Matthew Sullivan said Mr. Vaughn passed away with his family around him. Vaughn earned an Oscar nomination for his role alongside Paul Newman in 1959's Young Philadelphians. He is also known for his roles in The Magnificent Seven, Bullet, S.O.B., and Superman 3. His first on-screen role was in Cecil B. DeMille's 1953 remake of The Ten Commandments. Vaughn was born in New York City on November 22, 1932, and raised by his grandparents in Minnesota. He studied journalism at the University of Minnesota and went on to study drama at Los Angeles City College. He went back to school in the 70s and earned a doctorate degree in communications from USC. Vaughn is survived by his wife Linda and children Cassidy and Caitlin. And music icon Leon Russell died in his sleep Sunday at the age of 74. His wife Jane Bridges confirmed from a posting on his official website. No cause of death was given for Russell, who was a member of both the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and the Songwriters Hall of Fame. The Tulsa-born musician and songwriter performed his gospel-influenced Southern boogie, piano, rock, blues, and country music for more than half a century, his website noted. His songwriting credits include A Song for You, Delta Lady, Hummingbird, Lady Blue, Back to the Island, Tightrope, and This Masquerade. He's famously shared the stage with Joe Cocker, George Harrison, Delaney and Bonnie and Friends, Edgar Winter, the Newgrass Revival, Willie Nelson, and Elton John. He was 74. Members of the Freehold American Legion Post 54 Legion Riders rescued rock legend Bruce Springsteen when his motorcycle broke down. The New Jersey bikers were coming back from a Veterans Day ceremony in Holmdel when they spotted the 67-year-old recording artist stranded on the side of the road by Allier State Park on Friday. Springsteen hitched a ride on Ryan Bailey's bike, and the members headed to Mulligan's in Farmingdale, where the singer was picked up after enjoying a beer with the guys. The American Legion shared a photo of Dan Barkalow with the singer, but later updated the message to say, "What started out as a story of interest posted to our American Legion Facebook page has delved into a nauseating political altercation full of vitriol and insults, none of which are from our members. If we are to survive as a nation, both sides have to stop the hate. Both the incoming and outgoing presidents have asked for unity. We should listen." The message continued. There are men and women serving in the military who are now deployed far from their home. They are putting their lives at risk. They have left their families and the people they love to defend this nation. Please keep them in your thoughts and prayers. Springsteen campaigned for Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton last week. Benedict Cumberbatch's Marvel superhero movie Doctor Strange is the #1 movie in North America for a second weekend, earning an additional $43 million in receipts, BoxOfficeMojo.com announced Sunday. Coming in at #2 is Trolls with $35.1 million, followed by Arrival at #3 with $24 million, Almost Christmas at #4 with $15.6 million, and Hacksaw Ridge at #5 with $10.8 million. Rounding out the top tier are The Accountant at #6 with $4.6 million, Shut In at #7 with $3.7 million, Boo Medea Halloween at #8 with $3.6 million, Jack Reacher Never Go Back at #9 with $3.32 million, and Inferno at #10 with $3.25 million. And now let's take a look at what happened on this date in entertainment history. On this date in 1941, Suspicion, a romantic thriller starring Cary Grant and Joan Fontaine and directed by Alfred Hitchcock, makes its debut. The film, which earned a Best Picture Academy Award nomination and Best Actress Oscar for Fontaine, marks the first time that Grant, one of Hollywood's quintessential leading men, and Hitchcock, one of the greatest directors in movie history, would work together. The two would later collaborate on Notorious, To Catch a Thief, and North by Northwest. Grant was born Archibald Alexander Leach on January 18, 1904 in Bristol, England. He made his big screen debut in 1932's This Is the Night and had his first hit movie with the 1937 comedy Topper. Grant went on to develop his suave, sophisticated leading man image with starring performances in a long string of successful comedies and dramas, including The Awful Truth in 1937 with Irene Dunne, Bringing Up Baby 1938 with Katharine Hepburn, Only Angels Have Wings 1939 with Jean Arthur, Gongo Din in 1939 with Douglas Fairbanks Jr. and Victor McLagan, His Girl Friday in 1940 with Rosalind Russell, and the Oscar-nominated The Philadelphia Story in 1940 with Hepburn and James Stewart. In 1946, Notorious, Grant's second film with Hitchcock, the actor co-starred alongside Ingrid Bergman as American agents who infiltrate a post-World War II spy ring. In Hitchcock's To Catch a Thief in 1955, Grant co-starred with Grace Kelly and played a retired jewel thief on the French Riviera. In his final Hitchcock film, 1959's North by Northwest, which co-starred Eva St. Marie, Grant portrayed a businessman who is mistaken by enemy spies as an American undercover agent. Grant retired from movie making in 1966 after filming Walk Don't Run. He died on November 29, 1986 at the age of 82. Hitchcock, born August 13, 1899 in London, began directing movies in Great Britain in the 20s. His early hits include The 39 Steps in 1935 and LA Vanishes in 1938. Hitchcock began making movies in Hollywood in the 1940s, including Rebecca in 1940, Lifeboat in 1944, and Spellbound in 1945, each of which earned him a Best Director Oscar nomination. Known as the master of suspense, Hitchcock also helmed such thrillers as Stranger on a Train in 1951, Rear Window in 1954, which earned him a 4th Best Director Oscar nomination, Vertigo in 1958, Psycho, for which he received his 5th Oscar nomination as Best Director, and The Birds in 1961. His final film was 1976's Family Plot. He died on April 29, 1980, at the age of 80 in Los Angeles. And that is your entertainment report for Monday, November 14th, 2016. I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo. I'll be back tomorrow to deliver some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo. That's RAYMELO. On Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes of The Entertainment Report anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Good night, and God bless you all.